It's 5:42. I need to be at the clinic probably like the next 30 minutes. I have a presentation this morning. It is my last, oh, my hair look crazy, I know. It's my last surgical presentation ever of residency. Oh my God. I'm so happy, y'all. Oh my God. I could write a whole novel on the emotional roller coaster that is these experiences. I still was having anxiety making my presentation yesterday, and I'm still not done with it. We have to do a certain number of treatment planning presentations and a certain number of surgical presentations, right? The goal of treatment planning presentations are to show that you can treatment plan, that you can see a perio case and give multiple options, which is big. Why when I make posts on social media, I talk about how you should go to the dentist and you should get multiple options. Unless something is like hopeless or you can't save it, it still needs to be like, well, you can do nothing, you can do this, you can do that, right? So I would say I really learned doing these presentations, but in some of the roughest ways. Like, there were some weeks where I would leave my surgical seminar and go in my car and cry and be on the phone with my mom, because I felt like I spent hours and hours and hours on these presentations thinking I got everything right. And I got criticized for the smallest detail. But I would also watch people do presentations and have all kind of errors and mess ups and things that I got checked on but wasn't present in their presentation, and it didn't get acknowledged for whatever reason. That used to just frustrate the hell out of me, because if I feel like it made me look like I was ill prepared, and I'm not that kind of girl, if you know me. I feel like it made me look like I was like, I don't know, like I wasn't smart. So many times I question, like, should I even be here? Like, am I even smart enough to be here? I don't know what's going on. But today, all that ends. I am brushing my teeth. This is a Quip electric toothbrush. You can charge it. It's a little aggressive for me personally. It only has one brushing mode, and that brushing mode was a little rough for me, but I did like the toothbrush, so I'm using it without the power. And I'm using Sensodyne Clinical White today for my toothpaste. I really like that they're Breath Healthy. I did a campaign with them last year. Love this cleanser, by the way. So good. Yeah, I did a campaign with them last year, and it was for healthy gums specifically. I need to reach out to them, see if they want to work together again this year, but their budget was like in hell. And I said yes last year just because, I wanted to increase the number of people that I work with content-wise and stuff. But this year, I'm just like, and I really didn't make a lot of money doing content last year like I did the year before. I wouldn't even say a lot. It was just a significant drop in what I made doing content. So, but I'm like, I'm just not going for anything. Like, I feel like I was accepting more the year prior to that and doing too much work, like just to get paid something. So I wanted to get paid quality things. So I only took like really big deals last year, but there were like a ton of them, So yeah, I don't know. I may reach back out to see if they want to partner, but I feel like with all this like TikTok stuff that's going on and the app about to be gone, basically, that, I don't know, a lot of brands are kind of chilling out for a little bit. Budget was low, but their product was great. So, but I'm like, I feel like I didn't work like directly with their brand. I worked with like the company that owns both Their Breath and Arm & Hammer. And I feel like if I worked directly with the brand instead of like their marketing agency, I probably would have gotten more. And they got away with getting little to nothing for me. But they were Instagram posts, and I feel like my Instagram posts have not been performing well for like over a year and a half. So maybe they did get their money's worth, I don't know. But like all that I've been doing on Instagram is like losing followers. Like even if I get notifications like you got me following, like my followers dropped. And I haven't had a big burst. Like I had made a video. There was like this racially motivated mass shooting in Jacksonville, and I made this video about it, saying like, you know, I'm just a black doctor from Jacksonville, just trying to, you know, be proud or whatever. Cause that's my city. Like the Dollar General that they shot up is like right around the corner from my grandmother's house. My aunt frequents there. Like, I know my grandma probably used to stop there. I probably stopped there multiple times. You know, before that. So made that video. That video got like over a million views, and I gained 10,000 followers in a day. From that point in September of 2023, I have not gained a single follower. It's 2025 now. It is January 2025, and my followers stayed the same, if not dipped, starting the year off. I was at 14,000, that's what my page said. I have 13,900 followers now. And like every day, because I'm back to posting on Reels, because I'm just getting myself mentally prepared for TikTok to go away. Every day I may gain some type of follow, like 1 to 2 or 2 or 3. Haven't been big burst. And to be quite honest, I don't even really like Instagram like that. I don't spend my days scrolling up and down Instagram. I don't like, I may look at Instagram stories and that's it. I don't look at like anything else really. So I don't know. It's like, should I have a large following on a platform that I don't really enjoy like that? I'm feeling like I'm gonna transition on over to YouTube, you know. Let's get ready to leave because I need to get to clinic early to add some 3D imaging to my presentation. Then during lunch I'll do like a run through once or twice to make sure I have everything that I want in it. And I have a patient this morning. I have 2 patients this morning. One for like a cleaning, which, oh my gosh, I was just telling my best friend last night, perio has made me realize how quick 3 months go by, because patients have to get maintenances every 2 months. And there's this patient that I see that really shouldn't be seen in our department, because we're supposed to be, just the right match. Okay, we're supposed to be seeing patients like with lung disease. And this lady, and granted, you know, we maintain these people to stability, but this lady has been stable for years, and she only comes to the perio clinic. She doesn't go to her general dentist, which is a no-no. You need to have a home bag. We are not, yes, we are dentists, you know, and we can see if you have a cavity or if you have this or if you have that. But you're supposed to be being maintained at your general home, so you can get periodic x-rays and make sure everything's up to date. You just want to come here and get your teeth cleaned. And we had a little conversation about that. She had an attitude. I know 100% she didn't do what I told her to do, but I'm like, I wish we could just dismiss patients like that from our program, because it really is like taking away time, because she does not need to be getting her cleanings here, you know? And she's so particular about stuff. I'm not complaining about patients. I just think that, like, you know, residency is supposed to be about quality experiences, you know? But I say all that to say, I feel like I just saw her yesterday, and 3 months have already passed by, which I'm hoping that that's how this whole semester feels. I'm hoping that I look up its June and I'm like, wow, thank you, Lord. I am so happy that it is June. And then my board exam, what's today, the 13th? My board exam is 15 days away. It's 2 weeks away, basically. Am I prepared? No. Everyone keeps saying that was the easiest test like they do. Like, yeah, it's easy for you after you've passed it. It's always easy for somebody after they ain't got a passing score. Allegedly, it's a not, you know, straightforward exam, and a lot of people pass it. I don't know. I'm still not where I want to be. Have some studying to do as well. Yay. So let's get ready for the day. We're ready. Get out here and head on out. We don't have late review until 8. And see how super early today, like, nothing's going on. I don't have to be there till 8 o'clock. On all the days that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take my time, I don't have to be there till a certain time, and I decide not to be super early, something happens. Folks call me, patient show up. Very ghetto. But let's get some breakfast and get on out of here.
I'm sure that I eat breakfast every day. So this is going to my desk. Give me some instant oatmeal. And I think I just want like some yogurt. This is gonna be my lunch for today. I'm doing no meat, all veggies for 2 weeks. I did have a stumble over the weekend. I had some chicken. But my church is doing it, and they have break days. So I was like, you know what? And I had every intention to not eat chicken that day, but I was just lazy. I went out to Dave and Buster's, and I was gonna just get like some cheese sticks and call it a day. Because again, I didn't say no dairy. I just said no meat, all veggies. Well, no meat and veggies. This is my beefless ground beef that I got from Trader Joe's that I want to make. But anyway, anyway, they were out of cheese sticks, so I just ordered a barbecue chicken pizza flatbread. But the Lord is working on it, so we're back to it. Just because you fall short one time, don't mean. Alright, so we got our lunch, we got our water, and baby's first family. She's cute. She's really actually making me drink more water. I have stuff for her now already, but you know, I'm gonna talk to mom. Okay, let's head to the clinic.
Actually, I'm gonna read my book, Tipping Point. Malcolm Gladwell. Y'all, I don't know if y'all can see this man, but there's a man that wakes up every morning just the way that people and say good morning. And that level of commitment, I didn't know he'd be out here this early. It is 6:34 a.m. Cold outside. What's the temperature? 41 degrees, and he is out here just to tell people good morning. That is crazy to me. Wow. Okay. Good morning. Whew. It's just me out here. It is cold, but it's not super cold. I don't know. Nashville changed the Florida in me. As long as I have on like 6 layers, I'm okay. Let's get some coffee. Hi friends, I'm gonna try to be discreet because I'm walking to my car to go get lunch, but I did not update y'all on my final surgical presentation yesterday, so I was like, let me go ahead and do that real quick during my lunch break. Today is Tuesday, so I had to cover the students, and I usually read or make myself busy because it can get very boring. But yeah, covered the students today, and read 2 chapters in this like comprehensive perio book that I've already read once. It's my second time reading it. I'm using it to study for boards, which is 2 weeks away today, officially 2 weeks away. I'm headed to my car now, so I'll pick y'all back up there as I go get something to eat. I still don't know what I want to eat. Part of me saying Chick-fil-A, part saying Chipotle, part saying Pizza Hut. Comment below and see which one I actually decide on eating. But as I'm driving, okay, so to give some context on surgical presentations. So when I say that, these are like formal presentations that we have to do as residents that include cases that we perform surgery on, right? And our first one was in the spring of our first year. So that first fall semester is like from July when we get there to December. And we're only really allowed to do like maybe a crown lengthening, extractions. We can't do any like soft tissue or any like, you know, perio-sensitive procedures, right? So my first surgical presentation, even though it's kind of towards the later half of the semester, those surgeries are questionable. And to be honest, like I'm starting to compile PowerPoints of all my surgeries in residency just for me to be able to like go back and look and reference at things. And they were not that bad. I honestly can say, right hand of God, and shoot, knock on wood, because I still have some time, I can honestly say I have not done any surgery in residency that is just like, oh my God, the patient is like SOL, all the teeth have to come out now, like I just tore this patient up. I've not done that. My failures have been in the sense of like it didn't turn out as optimal as I would have liked, and that could be because of operator error, that could be because of the patient and them being compliant. It could be a lot of things. Me, I'm always going to blame myself first because I'm just that type of person. It very well could have been the patient, but I'm always going to look at what could I have done better. So I say all that to say my first surgical presentations, one, inexperience. I felt like what we were looking at was like a horror movie when it really wasn't that. And two, like lack of context because I'm learning. So it was really hard. Like I'm good at, you know, speaking and presenting. I've always had a strength in that. That was kind of like grounded and like pushed into me at a very young age thanks to my church family and like family and stuff like that. So I've always been comfortable presenting. Well, almost got us. I always feel comfortable presenting, but in residency, I had so much anxiety, so much nervousness, almost to the fact that I had like a physical manifestation of like an anxiety attack because I was just so nervous. I knew that like no matter how long I worked on the presentation, and I worked for a long time, like I literally watched co-residents throw presentations together the morning of, present them, and not get scrutinized the way that I would get scrutinized for presentations that I spent hours and hours on. And honestly, criticism, you know, it's beneficial and it's important and it's necessary, but sometimes I felt like the criticism I was getting wasn't constructive. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like it was just criticism, and like it with no resolution of how to do it better or what I could have done better. Oh God, my hands are so ashy from washing because I wash my hands a lot between patients. Okay, anybody that want to comment on my ashy hands, it's because I'm clean. But anyway, so yeah, that mentally would get to me a lot because I'm like, dang, like I would, you know, do my presentation, get chewed out, like before I can move on to the next slide. Well, what's this? Well, what's that? Well, on that depth, you have it wrong right there, that one spot. And it's so crazy because it's like, we're talking about probing depths, right? Things that like we blow up as periodontists because we need them so much. But in the grand scheme of things, it's some dentists that haven't picked up a probe in years. You know what I'm saying? So like literally stuff getting chewed out, the smallest detail that I mess up on or I don't do all the way correct that I didn't look at, and I've looked at this PowerPoint 20 times before I presented it, and it's still one small thing that's not right, and it gave me so much anxiety, right? So I started to doubt myself really strongly in residency in a way that I never had before. And as someone who's been through a lot of higher education, I've never felt more challenged than I did in residency. And that's a good thing because I was talking to someone today and they were talking about, you know, how you can't grow if you're in your comfort zone. And residency knocked me completely out of it. Like even in dental school is hard. It's not easy. But at no point in dental school did I feel like am I truly meant to be a dentist? Like, can I do this? Like, with every specialty thrown at me, everything, I was like, yeah, I could do this, like, no problem. But in residency, I felt like inadequate. I felt less than. I know, like, if you watch my social media stuff, it didn't seem that way, but here and there I was sprinkling spells of like, ooh, it's been a struggle, because that's how I felt. I just felt like, dang, what's missing? Like, you know, small moment here I'll share. But in my first year, you know, I'm a big studier. If anybody knows me, like, I'm always studying, always reading something. But I talked to one of my faculty who, to this day, never shared this story with anyone else, at least not for it to get back to me. But I was in his office, and I happened to be, you know, Lady P came into town. You know, I'm a woman, so I was very hormonal. But I'm talking to him, and then I just started crying. And I'm like, not like, ooh, but like tears came down my eyes. I was so frustrated. And I was like, I just really feel like I'm putting forth such a strong effort, but it's not showing up. Like, I feel like it's not showing how hard I'm working to know the literature and this and the third. And he was just like, it's okay, everybody feels like that your first year, like, don't take it personal, it's fine, like, you'll be fine, whatever. And he was right about that. I kind of told the story in the past of how I went to CE last year in February, which was like a little over halfway through with residency. And when I was there, that was like the first moment where I felt like, wow, I know what the hell I'm talking about. Like, wow, I'm a periodontist in this room, and I'm like a second year resident in a room with a bunch of GPs. I'm like, wow, I know so much more than it feels like I know every day in that residency. And then compounded with that, I had dinner with the black woman periodontist, Dr. Robertson. Love her down. She called me her mentee, so that's my mentor too. You know, I'm like collecting the good mentors. But anyway, we had a conversation, and she explained to me how she felt the exact same way in her residency 20 years ago. So, you know, you read into that as you see fit. But say all that to say, let's bring it to modern day so I go in and eat. Did my presentation yesterday, and I felt so confident. I presented 2 cases, and one thing about me, which I realized and I tried to stray away from in our residency program, is that people only presented cases that they felt were like perfect, and they want to show perfection. In my cohort, we kind of present more cases with complications. You know, because I think you learn a lot. Obviously, you learn a lot from complications. Residency is where you want to have most of your complications. So when you leave, you know how to manage them afterwards. When I say complication, I don't mean like the patient ended up on life support or something crazy like that. I mean like, okay, you got an infection of your graft and you're managing it. Or you got some vertical, but not as much as you wanted. So what do we do now? So we can think deeply, and like, I think that critical thought is what makes you a specialist, right? Not just doing something right the first time, boom, bam, perfect, thank you, ma'am. So I presented 2 cases. The first case had a complication. It was like a sinus augmentation surgery that I did. Beautiful. The surgery was it, okay? If I could show the pictures, I would, and I will in the future with patients, you know, I get that consent form. But the surgery, 10 out of 10. That's a bad girl. These hands did what needed to be done. But because I did not, 1, give the patient antibiotics before surgery, which you don't have to, but it's recommended, and 2, I didn't give her like the right strong antibiotic. What I gave her was like, ain't do nothing. She got a little bit of a post-operative infection. So I showed what that looked like. I showed ways that I determined that it was an infection. I gave articles about infections and what they say and how they recommend to treat it. And I really feel like that will make a difference in my co-residents that are below me for when they plan their next sinus graft. And when their patient reports symptoms and they're going to think, oh, Eris's patient has a similar situation, you know? And you can learn from that. That is important to me. And then my second case was a periimplantitis case. Beautiful. Knocked it out the park. No notes. And I think back like, wow, Eris, look how far we've come. So I went out to dinner with my husband and my baby and celebrated at Cheddar's, which food, the drinks, not bad. But I was praying and I was just thanking God for how he kept me, you know, in spite of me and my flaws and my human side that, you know, constantly focused on the negative and constantly criticized myself and doubted myself. God kept me, you know, he kept me mentally, he kept me physically, and he's continuing to keep me as I approach, you know, finishing residency. And I still had some anxiety before I did that presentation. Like, I could feel my heart palpitations. Like, I actually started going to therapy again because of residency. And my therapist was like, yeah, I think you were having an anxiety attack, when I explained to her what was going on in my heart and how it felt weird for days. But I had a lot going on in residency around this time. She was like, yeah, that's not coffee. Which I thought it was, but you know. But yeah, I still had a little bit of anxiety, but I presented it the way that I know how. I accepted my imperfections in my case, talked about what I would do differently and how I learned from it. And I really am so proud of that, and I can stand on that. So yeah. So now I done spent all my lunch talking to y'all, but that's okay because I love to talk to y'all. And I'm gonna go eat, get back in my car. I have a patient at 1. SIP is kind of a complex case. Hopefully if I finish lunch early, I'll tell y'all about that and the complexities of that. And then I have a post-op kind of later in the afternoon, and then I'm done for the day. I was thinking about working out today, but I may do that tomorrow because I really want to get my hair done. But I don't even know what I'm gonna do with my hair. So okay, let's go eat.